and right into the stretch. Looking back and throws up the middle. Rose is on his way around. Picked up by Otis.
Here comes the ready or not. Here comes the boys from the south. Here comes the ready or not. How you like me now? I say, here comes the boom, ready or not. Here comes the boys from the south. Boom, here comes the boom, ready or not. How you like me now?
You don't live in Cleveland, you live in Cincinnati.
You are watching live to the best damn Cincinnati sports podcast this side of the Route 4 Jungle Gyms, the good one. My name is Santori Miles. We got Bengal Dad. We got baseball. How we doing? How we doing?
Well, we do have baseball. We have 500 baseball. We have baseball.
We have baseball. They're not 3-18, which is now my benchmark moving forward.
It's the David Bell benchmark.
Yeah. Benchmark of complete suckitude.
Why Marshall?
Well, because it was cozy and it was clean. It was on the bed. Darth, we got a comment already. Sports ball. Go sports ball. We got basketball. We got baseball. We've got, like, the back rooms of football. All the good shit that Dad doesn't care about. Bad baseball, basketball, and no football. This might be your least favorite Venn diagram of the year, sports wise.
Well, I've been hanging with bad baseball for years.
Well, yeah. I've never seen good baseball. It hasn't happened for me yet.
Moments.
I get moments. I get moments of it. I've never seen what it's like to have a competent team for year after year, like the Cardinals did when I was a kid.
Well, I'm going to wait till the end of April to try to hold out judgment.
To hold out.
To make comments about them.
Oh, well, yeah.
To draw conclusions about them.
It's the first week. Like, who knows? I mean, they're not playing well and they're 500. I guess that's all right. Yeah, Darth, who was around in 1990, saw good baseball. Again, though, 1 year. They didn't really do much before that or after that. Greg says hi. We've got our two most loyal people. Strangers somewhere. He probably thinks we died. Crypt is off wherever Crypt is. So which one do you want to talk about first? Do you want to talk about the Reds? Do you want to talk about free agency? Do you want to talk about the draft? We got about 25, 30 minutes today.
Well, there's probably not a lot to talk about with free agency other than what they did today, but for the most part, there's not a lot to talk about.
Well, let's talk about what they did today, because that's your
really
boy.
good move. They got a guy with a bit of an attitude, which is what they need to start bringing.
Pissativity. We got pissativity.
Pissativity. Yeah, we got some pissativity.
He single-handedly cost us the playoffs 2 years ago, too. Did you know that? Did you see that clip?
Oh, the one where he caused the fumble at the 1 yard line on Hudson?
Yes!
Let's just
Ducker can tackle.
Let's hope he can do for the Bengals what he did for the Patriots and the Steelers. And I'm not talking about missing tackles. I'm talking about having some impactful plays. Unlike Geno Stone, who came here and did next to nothing. Unlike James Harrison, who came here and did absolutely nothing.
Stone had very impactful plays.
One.
Not for us. No, they were just all for the other team.
Oh, well, yeah, that too. I don't know.
It's like when you go, well, our quarterback hasn't had a ball hit the ground yet.
I think this move with Duggar, there's going to be a good move. I told you.
I think so.
I told you earlier, it's not going to have near the level of impact, but I see this as a Mike Hilton type of move. A veteran, a guy that plays hard. He might miss some tackles, but I do like the way he tackles, the way he hits. He doesn't hit like a Bengal. I can tell you that. He hits like a Raven or a Steeler.
Here's the thing. And even if we strip it all the way down bare bones to the bottom rung of the things that I like to talk about.
Am I supposed to be able to read that?
Yeah.
I can't hardly read that.
Well, you're blind.
It's on the other side of my screen, at least. Of course, now I can blow my screen up. Well, I see why we did that. Hey, all right.
Even if you strip it down to its core, right? It's incredible depth. If it was just him in Jordan Battle, I'd be a little concerned. But if it's him, Battle, and Cook, yeah, I like that room a lot. I think we always talk about raising a floor. I think that raises the floor. And it
Well, I
adds some
hear people-
attitude and it adds some leadership.
I hear people talking about they still might draft Downs. I think that'd be a mistake. You don't need 4 of them in that room right now. You got that cavity that you have at linebacker. You more than anything, you need somebody that puts more pressure on the quarterback. They've got to find that, and hopefully Ruben Baines is there.
I agree.
And is it
But
Bain or
also-
Baines?
Bain, just
So it's not Burrows,
Yes.
it's Burrow.
correct.
Yeah.
I think it depends how they would intend on using Downs. Now we're getting into smart coaching conversations, which typically does not mean us.
They need a pass rusher.
I agree. But what I'm saying is he can be a box safety or a nickel. He doesn't have to be the deep
So how
safety.
close is this guy to Kyle Hamilton? When I think good safeties, I think of Kyle Hamilton, and they keep talking about how great this guy is. Is he Kyle Hamilton? Is he close to Kyle Hamilton, or different kind of player?
If you ask some people, he's Kyle Hamilton. If you ask some people, he's cut from the cloth of Palomalu, where he's going to be everywhere. Kyle Hamilton's kind of everywhere. If you ask some people, he's undersized. And I don't give a shit if I don't really care about undersized. I need people to stop throwing that out there. Unless we're talking like an offensive tackle's 250, I don't care about undersized. I don't care that Bain is undersized. He fucking hits. Palomalu was undersized. Brian Dawkins was undersized. Bob Sanders was undersized. Great safeties a lot of times are under fucking sized. I don't care.
Geno Atkins was undersized.
Geno Atkins is undersized. Bain is undersized. You can find me lists of endless lists of undersized players. That doesn't mean anything. Do you know how many guys that we have taken with prototypical size who ended up being dog shit? Most
Michael
of them.
Johnson.
Michael Johnson was all right. But the Folk kid, great prototypical size. I pray to God it's not him. Shamar Stewart, great measurables, hasn't done anything. Myles Garrett, looks like he's flashing a little bit, looks like he's starting to get there, but we're in year 4. Will Clark, great pull, Greg. Will Clark,
He was a heck
great
of a first
size.
baseman.
Yeah, great first
Drop the E,
baseman for
though.
the San Francisco Giants.
Yeah, drop the E. Great first baseman.
For terrible defensive end for the Bengals.
What college
I don't
did
care
Will Clark
about-
go to? The baseball player.
The baseball player?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Jeff Brantley,
Mississippi?
Mississippi State.
Okay.
Anyway, we weren't talking baseball. We were talking Downs.
Did I say Myles Garrett again? I meant Miles Murphy. God damn it. I do that all the time. I'm terrible about that. But back to football. I agree. The pass rush still needs to be addressed. Boye Maffe's not a 10 to 15 sack guy right now. Maybe he turns into that. I know that's kind of the thought process. The buy low on somebody with a bunch of potential, like they did with Trey. Trey only had one good year before he came here. People forget that. He had like 8 sacks combined before that final year. So you never know.
So
Miles
what
Murphy.
are the chances?
Who knows?
What
Shamar
are the
Stewart.
chances-
Who knows?
Listen, what are the chances?
Listen, Linda.
If can the Bengals have a good enough draft to make them the favorites to win the division?
I think they're already favorites to win the division.
No, I think Baltimore probably is. I bet they are.
You keep going. But I would say yes. I do think that there's enough that they can do in the draft that could put them over the top.
Well, I can't talk the draft any further than the first round, so I don't know what they would need after Bain. I still like that kid later out of LSU, Perkins.
Well, he's going to be about a
I like
third or
what he
fourth.
showed a couple of years ago in college.
He's a third or fourth round guy. Just a heads up. You can get him real late.
Can you get Golday in the second round, and would you?
Golday's going to be one of those fringe second round guys, but I don't know if he's going to make it to the third, if that answers your question.
No, would you take him with the Bengals' second pick? They need a linebacker.
Depending how the board falls, yeah, I mean, it makes sense. I would probably take Jacob Rodriguez ahead of him, but I would not hate Galladay at all. Or Galladay, or however you pronounce his name. Greg, I think Perkins could go round 2. No! It's round 4. Could Wood be there in round 2? Maybe. I don't want Woods over a linebacker, though. I mean, again, it depends what I do in the first round. The issue is we've got to a point where they don't necessarily have a need past linebacker, but there's definitely areas they can improve. So it depends how everything falls. I know that's a cop-out answer, but that's the truth.
Are they going to make a run at my linebacker from the Commanders before this thing's over?
Bobby Wagner?
Yep.
B-Wags?
Was there any reason why they wouldn't make a run at him? Is there something I'm missing?
Unless
He'd be an
he's got like
immediate
a bad,
starter.
unless he's got like a bad medical or something, but I don't think he does. Yeah, that's a good point from Greg here.
Kicker. Since I'm a kicker, Rolly.
What position do they always draft 2 of something? I can't imagine they're going to double down at safety right now. I can't imagine they're going to double down at linebacker right now. I think offensive line again. I think they're going to go like 2nd or 3rd round and then 5th or 6th. it might be linebacker. It might be corner. That's a good option, Greg. Because it wouldn't surprise me if they go corner in the first, and it wouldn't surprise me if they scoop one up in, day 3. Because day 3 is typically where they double down as like their insurance policy of, well, if that guy doesn't work, maybe we get lucky here. I hate that that's their process, but that's what they do all the time.
Okay, what else we got?
Do you want to talk about baseball?
Are we already there?
We've got baseball to talk about.
Well, they're 3-3. Little to no offense. Bullpen's letting them down a little bit. Absolutely, the starting pitching let him down the last 2 games, giving up so many runs in the first few innings. They don't have the offense right now to come back if they fall behind early like that. And they had opportunities in both those games to come back and win, and they could not put together one meaningful hit other than Suarez's 2-run homer. So Greg doesn't like Pagan. He hasn't pitched
Greg
well.
doesn't like. I don't mind Pagan. I don't think he should be a closer, though.
No, he shouldn't be. I think your closer is probably going to be. I think before the season's over, it's going to be Phillips. It's not going to be Santillan. It's going to be Phillips.
It could be Phillips, but I like Santillan.
Once Phillips gets a little bit more of his sea legs under him, he's got stuff better than anybody in that bullpen. And Ashcraft doesn't have the mental makeup to do it.
Sorry, I was reading a text about car seats and stuff.
Oh. So anyway, I think Phillips probably has the best chance to be in the closer if, as the season wears on, if he stays healthy.
Yeah, I could see that. He looks like he's got good stuff. I think Ashcraft's probably going to be your 7th or 8th guy. And I think Pagan could be your 7 or 8. And I think Santillan could be a 7 or 8. I think you've got 4 guys that you can really piece that back end together with. I just think they're not used in the right order right now.
Well, and they like that Pierce Johnson guy. Is that his name? Guy they got from the Braves.
Yeah. Well, and he's an innings guy. He's going to be a 6 or 7, maybe 5, 6, 7. One of those things where you got guys running out of gas. Ashley.
So anyway, they're 3-3. They got the Rangers coming up on the road. Obviously, they got about 4 weeks of baseball to the end of April. Once they get about 30 games or so under their belt, I think you'll have an idea of what you're dealing with.
Here's some interesting stuff, and I'm going to say this because Greg brought it up here. They the Reds, I guess, kind of leaked out of the bag today that they're working on trying to extend Stewart already. Sal.
Well, yeah, they tried that with Ellie, and they tried that with McLean, and both those guys bet on themselves. The only one that didn't bet on himself was Hunter Green.
Well, he knows his arm's made of glass, so he took the money. He's not dumb.
I think it's incredibly premature to extend Sal Stewart. He's played
No.
24 games in the major leagues.
I'll tell you
that
what.
Ellie cannot maintain consistency. Ellie's probably played 400 games, 500 games.
I'll
McLean
say this.
can't do it either.
If I can get him for the money that the Pirates just locked that kid up for, I would do it. Because the Pirates supposedly have that phenom, Griffin, whatever, the shortstop that hits all the bombs. He got his contract today, and I went, that feels cheap for what he's supposed to be.
Yeah, for what he's supposed to be.
I know, but
they
at
still
the
don't know
same
where
time,
Stewart can play defense.
You don't need to play defense. You got DH.
Yeah, I know. Well, then, there goes Suarez.
Suarez is only here for a year. I'm not worried about what might happen 2 or 3 years with South Stewart for now with Suarez.
I don't know. It's way too early. Way too early to go crazy about South Stewart. I mean, I like what he's doing, but I will tell you,
he does not finish his career.
Huh?
I think you and I have the same answer to this one. Percent chance Ellie does not finish his season. I thought it said career. Season is a red.
No, he'll finish
season,
the season.
I would say probably
the Reds don't do anything.
I would say
proactive.
80%.
It's 100.
I would say 80% or higher.
100.
80% or higher. Now, if that had said career, I'd have said
0.
0. He out.
As soon as he is eligible for the big check, he's out. And frankly, I don't think his check should be as good as big as it's probably going to be.
No, I don't. You and I have talked
I mean,
about
he has played quite a long time now to still be incredibly inconsistent. What's he got? Does he have 1 home run this year or 2? He's got 1, right?
I think he's got 1.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, through 6 games, I'm not right.
I know it, but he only hit 1 home run in the final, 70 last year?
Yeah, so in the final half of season, he's got 2.
I mean, why are we backing up a truck for a guy that's hitting 2 home runs in the last half of a year? If he's supposed to be all that in a bag of chips, I mean, he should be
also is going to lead
5 or
baseball
6 home runs a
errors.
month.
Who's also going to lead baseball in errors, mind you.
There's what?
He's also going to lead baseball in errors along the
sure
way.
he is. And he doesn't steal bases anymore.
No.
Last year was I got a bad leg. This year he's tried. I know he got thrown out once. I don't know if he stole another one, but he doesn't look as special as he looked before.
He looks more like O'Neal Cruz right now. And
I wish that guy hit 3 or 4 home runs against us.
Well,
he had more home runs in a
You know what I
series
mean.
than Ellie's hit since July.
yeah. Well, I mean, you know what I mean, though. The guy was like benched 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
McLean, I think I don't really know how he did in the Pittsburgh series because I didn't get to watch an inning of the
1 good
Pittsburgh
game,
series.
2 bad games.
Okay. Will Burns have a better career than Hunter Green? If Green can stay healthy. If Green can stay healthy, no. I don't think so. Green, when he's healthy, is one of the better pitchers in baseball, period. I don't know if if Chase Burns is going to get there or not. He seems like he's got some really special stuff about him. But again, we've only watched him for a handful of games. It's so early with a lot of these guys. And that's part of the problem. As Porkchop would say, Rob Dibble. Because he doesn't know anything about baseball, and he just says Rob Dibble when he wants to chime in. Well, let's kick it back to the draft just for a minute, because we're about at 20 minutes, and we are in a dead period. Jose Rio. We are in a little bit of a dead period of sports right now. I assume I know what position you would like to draft in the first round.
Well, yeah, I want a pass rusher.
Okay. There's only, in my opinion, one pass rusher that could be there that's worth it.
Well, if he's there, you take him. If not, then unfortunately you've missed your opportunity.
Okay. What do you do if it's not him?
Depends on who's available. I'm not just going to say take the absolute best player like everybody says. I'm going to take the best player that potentially fits a need, or I trade back.
Okay. That I know that's kind of the smart answer, because that's still what BPA is The best player for you. Everybody forgets the for you part. Matt Walker's alive. We have a third person.
Wow. He must have hit the wrong channel.
I know. He thought he was on Bengals and Brews.
Yeah.
He got Bengals and milk.
What's 5795?
Probably just whatever his user account name is. I'm here.
Greg said he would take Love if he was available. I don't think Love's going to be there.
Ooh. Everybody keeps falling in love with the sexy pick, man. I have a hard time falling in love with a running back for this team. Would you?
I think they're fine with P. Ryan and with Chase.
Brown. I like Chase Brown.
I'm looking for D.D. Dorsey. Waiting for him to pop back up again.
D.D. Dorsey. What a guy.
God bless D.D. Dorsey.
Well, God bless D.D. Dorsey wherever you are. I hope he didn't get in trouble or something. We're just looking like idiots right now. Would you take a corner? Because I know everybody's kind of like, oh no, corner. I don't like corner. You need three of them.
If they're just going to drag their feet on re-signing Turner and Dax Hill, you better take one. Because we know how this plays out.
Would you, and I think I know the answer for you because you tend to be more aggressive on these things than most. If you're sitting there at 10 and you're getting an inkling that Bain's going to go at number 6, do you trade up?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know how good he's going to be. I really don't know. I mean, we keep talking about this guy, but
let's assume he's going to be a B+ player in the NFL. Would you trade up for him?
Not for a B+.
What about
he's going to have to be a stellar player. He's going to have to replace the production almost of Hendrickson. If he did something like that, yes, I would trade up for him.
I don't think he's going to be to that level right away. I think he's going to be an 8 to 10 sack guy pretty quick. And I think you'll have 2 of those on the outside between Mafe and him if you did that. And then you're going to
need to get 30 sacks combined out of like 4 people. And then sprinkle in a few more. I think that's what you're going to need.
I would love to find a way to get 45 sacks out of that defense. I mean, it's about 3 a game, which doesn't sound crazy.
That's almost 1 a quarter. That's probably about 1 every 3 drives. That'd be a lot.
That's 3 a game at 17. That's 41. 41 is 3 a game. That's almost
3 a game at 17 is 51.
51, same thing. I can do math, I promise. I went to Marshall, West Virginia math. That's why my taxes are messed up. But no, I would love if Bain dropped. Now, here's my question to you, because there's a lot of people that I know the answer to, and I want to hear your answer, and I think I know what it is. If it comes down to you get there at 10, and things have gone swimmingly for the Bengals in terms of luck.
You get who at 10?
Let's say you get to 10.
Okay.
And things have gone swimmingly.
Okay.
And you have Bain and Downs available.
Bain, absolutely.
Okay. You're in the minority there. Even after today.
That is fine.
I'm not saying I disagree with you, because I don't. I would take Bain too.
The biggest single problem with this team, even bigger in my opinion than the lack of tackling, because tackling is effort, it's not talent. Getting to the quarterback is talent. You've got to have somebody that can get to the quarterback.
You know my flow chart. Get quarterback. Protect quarterback. Disrupt other quarterback. If you do those 3 things, you're going to win a lot of games.
Yeah, I didn't hear safety in any of those 3.
Nope, that falls under the everything else category. So typically it's get quarterback, protect quarterback, disrupt other quarterback, help your quarterback, everything else. And that's safety, corner, or whatever, linebacker. Sometimes it falls under disrupt quarterback.
Another subject, I was telling you I read that article today on Bengals.com.
By the way, wonderful wall behind you.
Thank you.
You made the wall yourself? You've got an
Well, I
office.
decorated the wall. I didn't make the wall.
You're crystal clear. We're not lagging. We look like a functioning show again.
I almost like I have the Jesus halo going around me too.
Yeah.
With like Roman numerals on it.
I don't. I'm getting my haircut
Let me put
tomorrow, thank
myself
God.
in
I'm
a
getting a little
circle there.
fuzzy. Yeah. You're like one of those stained glass angels that you find in a Catholic church.
Let me just give it one of these.
Listen here, I don't know if this is going to work for me or against me right now. I did not go to LaSalle. I coached at LaSalle. I went to Moeller. I don't know if that's an indictment on Moeller math or not, but it's not LaSalle math. So maybe that works for or against them. I don't
Well,
know.
the math that we're asking you is not really difficult, so it's really like third
It was
grade, fourth grade
17
math.
times 3. There's odd numbers.
That's
You
two
throw a
prime
letter
numbers.
in there.
It's
If
two
you throw a
prime
letter
numbers.
in there, I'm screwed. I'm screwed.
Well, anyway, let's talk about that article that I read about Mike North's comments, the guy that makes the schedule for the NFL.
Yeah.
I thought that was really
Is
interesting.
he going to send us to freaking Azkaban for the 4th year in a row?
No, I'm pretty sure though. It sounds to me like we're going to be going to either Madrid or London. I think it's going to happen.
I think you would love Madrid. I think you would hate London because I know you're going to want to try and go to one of them.
Yeah, I'm going to go to one.
I don't think you would like London. I think there's more food for you in Madrid than there is London.
I wonder if they sell hot dogs in London.
They will sell bangers. Sausages.
Yeah.
They're not ketchup.
Anyway, I think it's interesting that I think we're way up on that list to having an international game. He did already basically say there's no way they're making that mistake again of sending them to Buffalo or to Baltimore on a Thursday night football game with short notice. He said that's run its course.
It only
But he
took them
did
half a
nothing
decade
but
to figure that out.
he did nothing but brag about, good about every single time the Bengals get on a national game like that, how it's fireworks. Well, They may not win them, but he loves, and he said the audience numbers are incredible when Joe Burrow and the Bengals are in those.
Because it's Joe Shiesty.
And I believe he said he already knows they're going to make the Chief game a 425 game in Cincinnati. And my guess is they'll schedule that game a little later in the year because they want it to be Burrow against Mahomes.
For something meaningful if they're both not hurt.
Right.
All I'm going to say is Burrow finished the season last year. Kind of.
Yeah, whatever.
And Mahomes did not. We did it.
That was a pretty forgettable final few games for Burrow.
Yep, thanks. Moving on.
Yep.
He came back, he gutted it out, and then, he freaking laid an egg against Baltimore. And next.
We won't go any further.
I know. You're all sad at him, and you think he's turned into a quitter, and you're
quit.
mad at him. And
He quit in that game.
I don't know if he quit. I think he was dejected. I don't think he had the juice.
That was the same week he started the bullshit about, I don't know if I really want to play football anymore, or whatever he was mumbling about in the press conference, and then he comes out and he performs like that.
It was a bad week. It really was. I think he's built up enough equity, though, that we don't have to worry too much about it.
Well, if he pulls that shit again sometime in a press conference this year, take the under the next week. Because he's going to be like a walking zombie out there. Take the under.
All right. With that being said,
With that being said,
I
Phil.
want to pump Project Game Day really quick. Because we are, 22 days away from the draft party down at the Folding Warehouse. If you haven't got your tickets yet, get them. We're expecting the last few weeks surge like we had last year. We're about on the same pace. There's a link on the website. It is $35. That gets you food from Burnt Butts Barbecue. We had that at one of the tailgates this year. Good wings.
Do they have
Some
bangers?
of the some of the best pulled pork I've ever had, and I truly mean that. And they had some excellent baked beans.
What's the other thing?
Uh,
Lots? Is it bangers and lots? What?
Bangers and mash.
Mash.
It's sausages and mashed potatoes.
Oh.
You'd probably be okay with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We will have a dunk tank there.
Greg's getting in that, right?
No, we got a Steeler fan who's willing to do it. We got a Dunk the Steeler fan, and DJ Turner will be there. That's been confirmed multiple times. So you get a chance to get locked down by DJ Turner. You get a chance to dunk a Steeler fan. You get a chance to get barbecue. And you get a chance to watch me have an absolute meltdown when they take a second-round linebacker who I have valued in the third or fourth round. And I look at you and go, not good. And then he was ranked the second worst linebacker in football last year. I'm not saying I got it right. However, he was bad.
But he's going to be better now. He's got a year under his belt. Just ask Zach.
And then what happened the next pick? We drafted Fairchild, and I screamed and put both hands in the air, and it was like the best offensive line pick we've had in a long time. Just let me pick. Let me do it. Just get assholes out of the room. I'm not spending any more money. You don't have to worry about that. These are slotted salaries at this point. Just tell me who. Let me tell you who to get. Get me in there. Get Dale in there. Put Joe Goodberry in there, and we'll figure it out. Because I'll tell you what, if you look back at just us bitching about who we would like on Twitter over the last 5 years, we've had a lot better hit rate than the people that do it for a living.
We don't want to win that many games. That gets us in trouble.
All right. Well, here's
That's
the
a
thing.
problem.
Tyler Kelly is the Steelers fan that's going to be dunked. He is. I've met him a couple times. He's a pretty cool dude. Big Steelers guy. He's good friends of the show for Bengals and Brews. He's been on there quite a few times. He's been to our tailgate a few times. I believe, and I don't remember exactly how it went, but we got connected with him through Pork Chop. Love Pork Chop. Tyler Kelly lost a bet with Pork Chop about a year or two ago. Do you remember when they were doing all the Cincy hat tattoos? They were all free tattoos. You remember?
I don't remember that.
Okay, well, Ted Karras and Cincy Hat rented out the Duke Convention Center or something, and they set up 50 tattoo booths, and you could walk in and get a free Cincy Hat tattoo. And that's all it was. So there are thousands of they're like 2 inches wherever Cincy Hat tattoos. Tyler Kelly lost a bet to Pork Chop and had to get the Cincy Hat tattoo right above his ass as a tramp stamp, and he did it. So you're going to dunk a Steelers fan with the word Cincy on his ass, and it's beautiful.
Okay.
You get some barbecue, you get some football, you get some bowling, there's beer. I don't know what else you would want beyond milk if you're that guy.
Yep.
Milk, maybe I'll bring some. We're going to have white tiger shots. We could do it. The last time we did that, we were really good, and then we stopped doing it, and now we suck. I think that's the problem, really. But it is just about 6:30. I got to get down the street so I can go have some tacos and hang out with my friend for a minute. It was a good show. 33 minutes. That's good for April. And we're going to try to do this on a more regular basis. It's my fault that
if we don't, we're always just going to have 1 or 2 people or maybe 0.
Yeah. We're going to get this thing back up.
When's
We're
our
going to
next
get
show?
this thing cranked back up.
When's the next show? We just need you to commit.
Need me to commit. Okay. Well, I've committed to another show on the 10th already.
Well,
We can
today's
do it
what?
after.
Today's the 2nd, right?
Today's the 2nd.
Then let's do it next Thursday.
We can do it next
7
Thursday,
o'clock.
assuming I get off work.
7. You're going to get off work. Just tell them you got a show. It's more important.
Yeah.
You're
Hey,
the king
guys.
there. You're the king there now. So they're going to just bow down to you.
Yeah, with my freaking 1,500 a copy, I'm the king.
You'll just say, "Let me go," and just flip me another one tomorrow.
Jesus Christ. Okay. Well, I'm out of here. I'm gonna go get some tacos. I gotta take Kyle to go get tacos.
Oh boy, be
I'm
careful
afraid to
of
put
that.
Mexican.
Thanks for loading him up for me. Appreciate it.
We're gonna go put Mexican food in and see what happens. Goodbye, everybody. Thank you, and have a great day.
Who day?
Well, hold on. How am I supposed to say this? Hey, go fuck yourself, Pittsburgh.